Bears fans, grab your helmets and hold on to your seats. Bears News Fan Report is in the house with a bombshell brewing under the radar. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're ready to witness the next seismic shift in our defense. Because what I'm about to lay on, you might just redefine what it means to rush the passer in Chicago. Picture this. It's early June. The off-season hum is fading, and whispers echo through Hollis Hall that Ryan Poles and company are closing in on a move so seismic it could send shockwaves through the entire NFC North. We've fortified our offense, injected youth into the secondary, yet one gaping hole remains, a relentless, game-changing edge rusher who can turn third and long into third and done. Could Chicago be plotting to snag one of the league's most feared sack machines, the kind of warrior whose mere presence forces quarterbacks to hesitate, chokes off lanes before they form, and turns pockets into pressure cookers? Is this the moment our pass rush transforms from a slow-moving river into a roaring waterfall? Let's rewind for context. Last season, the Bears surrendered a staggering 68 sacks, more than any team in the NFL, each one a painful reminder that our quarterback, Livewire, was left exposed, our drives stalled, and our momentum shredded. We felt the sting of late hits, watched opposing defenses celebrate as if they'd won the Super Bowl each time they flattened our playmakers, and grown tired of the endless barrage. That's why this rumored acquisition could be the linchpin we've craved. Imagine a veteran star who unleashed 14 sacks in 2024, prowled the line like a beast stalking its prey, and earned Pro Bowl honors for his troubles. A player whose highlight reel reads like a cheat code for chaos in the backfield. Could that extraordinary talent be rounding the corner into Soldier Field uniforms? Some insiders suggest the Bengals, his current home, are bracing for a tidal wave of offers. Second-round picks, conditional swaps, maybe even a sweetener or two, to let this true difference-maker walk. What if Chicago dangled a mid-round draft choice, sweet-talked a veteran leader into believing in this young roster's promise, and convinced the brass in Cincinnati that parting ways is preferable to a prolonged holdout? Rumors swirl that contract talks are shaping up to include performance incentives, bonuses for double-digit sacks, playoff berth escalators, crafted to protect our cap sheet while rewarding excellence. Is Ryan Poles ready to roll the dice on a 2- or 3-year pact that could cement our defensive identity for seasons to come? Beyond the numbers lies the intangible magic, a locker room leader who studies film like a surgeon, whose work ethic ignites teammates, whose very swagger commands respect from rookies and veterans alike. Picture this linchpin mentoring budding pass rushers, turning practice into a crucible of excellence, and setting the tone for a culture shift that breathes life into every huddle. Could his veteran presence elevate rookies like Trevis Gibson, or coax the best out of rising stars, forging a unit that arrives at Sunday matchups with ice in their veins and fire in their hearts? Yet, with great potential comes measurable risk. At 31 years old, even the most durable athletes feel the weight of NFL battles. Minor ankle tweaks or knee niggles could land him on the sideline, leaving us scrambling for depth in a crowded edge market. Will the front office have enough reinforcements on standby, trusted rotational players or savvy rookie drafts to buffer against the worst-case scenario? Or will our championship aspirations hinge solely on the health and performance of one imposing figure? All this raises the ultimate question. Could Trey Hendrickson, yes, the very pass-rush juggernaut whose name has been whispered in trade rooms across the league, be on the verge of swapping Bengals orange for Bears navy and orange? If so, are we witnessing the dawn of a new defensive dynasty, or setting ourselves up for a high-stakes gamble that could redefine the next chapter of this storied franchise? The tension is electric, the possibilities endless, and the fallout inevitable. Stay locked in, because when this drama plays out, we'll dissect every cap ripple, every schematic tweak, and every game-changing play that heralds Chicago's return to defensive prominence. If you believe the Bears are finally awakening from their slumber, hit that like button and let's finish this journey together. Now, imagine the scene once Trey Hendrickson plants his cleats in our turf. Those thunderous rushes becoming the new soundtrack of Soldier Field, quarterbacks flinching before the snap, and offensive coordinators drafting alternate game plans simply to survive. This isn't just another off-season headline. It's a seismic shift that could redefine the very soul of Chicago football. Picture the transformation. The swagger returns to our defense, reminiscent of the monsters of the Midway, when every snap felt like a battle cry and the opposition quivered under the weight of our front four. With Hendrickson lining up opposite Montez Sweat, opposing lines would know agony on both edges. Could this tandem force offenses to double-team both of our bookends, freeing up linebackers like Tremaine Edmonds to roam free and snatch up quarterbacks before they even see daylight? History tells us that dominant pass rush wins championships. Just look at the 85 Bears who smothered quarterbacks en route to 15 straight victories. If Hendrickson delivers half of his 14-sack production from Cincinnati, Chicago would shatter the league's sack charts and breathe new life into our playoff aspirations. But let's not gloss over the stakes. Ryan Poles is wagering prime draft capital and cap flexibility on a player entering his early 30s. That boldness sends a clear message to every man in that locker room. Excellence is non-negotiable. Coach Ben Johnson's defensive scheme thrives on pressure packages and stunts. Imagine how adding Hendrickson's interior slants and edge-setting prowess could unlock creative blitzes that leave Pro Bowl tackles scrambling. Could this be the masterstroke that turns our unit from good in spurts to unstoppable on every down? The impact on our fan base would be electric. Veteran supporters who endured decades of frustration would feel vindicated, roaring "Bear down" with renewed conviction. Newer fans who arrived during lean rebuild years would witness a tangible promise that Chicago is serious about contending now, not in some distant draft class. Picture the viral highlight reels, Hendrickson's ferocious strip sack on Sunday, night football mirrored by chants of his name in unison. This shared elation could reignite a communal pride that stretches from Northside taverns to deep in Southside neighborhoods. Contrast this to our rivals in Detroit and Green Bay, who have spent draft picks chasing edge rushers with mixed results. While those franchises tinker with rookies finding their footing, the Bears would deploy a proven veteran capable of impacting games immediately. This move wouldn't just leapfrog us past division foes. It would send a message across the league that Chicago is a destination for impact players, not a rebuilding afterthought. Could this single acquisition recalibrate the balance of power in the NFC North for years to come? Yet, as with any pivot of this magnitude, the margin for error is razor thin. Should Hendrickson suffer an unforeseen injury or dip in production, the cap ramifications and lost draft equity would haunt Polk's tenure. And while the allure of a fire-breathing pass rusher is intoxicating, the Bears must still fortify the interior line and secondary lest quarterbacks simply slide off the edge and target our vulnerable spots. Will the front office address these ancillary needs, or will we find ourselves vulnerable in new, unexpected ways? Still, the potential reward far outweighs the risk. If Trey Hendrickson thrives in our scheme, mentoring younger linemen like Justin Jones and pulling them into elite-level performance, we could witness the birth of a defensive renaissance. Hall of Famers aren't made overnight, but veterans with Hendrickson's track record have a knack for elevating entire units. Could this be the spark that lights a fire under every Bears defender, pushing them to embrace the toughness and tenacity that built legends? As the summer sun glares off the turf, the only question left is whether Hendrickson's signature will be the ink that seals Chicago's defensive destiny. Will we look back on this July day as the turning point when the Bears reclaimed their rightful place among the NFL's elite? Or will this gamble remind us that even the boldest moves can fall short if the supporting pieces don't align? My gut tells me we're on the cusp of something extraordinary, an era where pressure becomes synonymous with Bears defense once more. I can't wait to see the headlines proclaim our resurgence. I can't wait to hear Soldier Field erupt with every sack. And above all, I can't wait to celebrate this defining moment with you, Chicago. So tell me, Bears faithful, are you ready to unleash the next chapter of greatness? Go, Bears!